Hello everyone, my name is Akshay and I'm from Sri Venkateswara College of Engineering. I'm going to talk about how cloud computing is beneficial for e-commerce. There is no doubt that we are living in an era where things are getting old while they're still on top of their modernity. The pace of technological development is accelerating and hardly a day goes by without witness appeared on essential changes in all sectors, including the business sector. In the past, to sell products, we have to rent physically an office space, which added different expenses. Then e-commerce appeared and gave the flexibility for enterprises to sell products online without any need to rent a shop like before. These days, many more e-commerce enterprises, especially small and medium-sized enterprises, take advantage of the benefits of cloud computing, where the growth of this innovation led them to compete with large enterprises in providing products and services as they have a large infrastructure despite their limited infrastructure. The benefits of investment in cloud computing technology in businesses have been widely recognized, such as flexibility, reliability, enhancing the availability, and reducing the cost of e-business. So, as I'm talking about e-commerce, let's get to know what e-commerce is. E-commerce came into being since late 1970s. Many advantages of online shops encourage customers to adapt, like lower costs, better prices than traditional retailers, and availability of customers to compare prices from different retailers. The Electronic Commerce Association introduced a general definition of e-commerce, which says electronic commerce covers any form of in business or administrative transaction or information exchange that is executed using any information and communication technology. And in 2001, Raymond defined e-commerce as the function of information are exchanged and commercial transaction support that operate on telecommunications network linking business partners, typically the customers and suppliers. And there is an other definition of e-commerce which says an emerging concept that describes the process of buying, selling, or exchanging services and information via computer networks. In general, e-commerce can be categorized into four categories, which are C2C e-commerce, which is customer to customer e-commerce, the e-transaction between customers themselves. Then comes B2C e-commerce, which is business to customer e-commerce, where the enterprises can sell to the customers directly. Then comes the B2B e-commerce, where the e-transactions are done between enterprises, where two business people make deals between them. And consumer to business e-commerce, which is C2B. Here, consumers can sell products to the enterprises. So now we know what e-commerce is. So let's see what are the application of this e-commerce. When it comes to the application of e-commerce, it can be used in a wide range of application. Some of them are electronic advertising, electronic customer support service, electronic marketing, electronic payment systems, and electronic order and delivery. So in electronic advertising, we can provide the product information to the customers, or we can display company information on the website. Then online electronic brochures or buying guides can be displayed. Even we can display only a range of product which are relevant to the particular customer. And when it comes to electronic customer support service, we can provide them facilities like online help, frequently asked questions, online products update, handling customer feedback, online application, and personalized email communications. In electronic marketing, we can allow a customer to contact a sales office, or we can share information with the competitors, customers, and suppliers using the internet to find out customers' needs and wants. We can also use the internet for anticipating customer needs. In electronic payment systems, ETF or electronic fund transfer can be done, or we can use online credit card processing, even electronic money, and sometimes smart and prepaid card. When it comes to on electronic order and delivery, coordinating procurement with supplies online, online ordering of software products, lower cost per business transactions. We can also track incoming and outgoing goods delivery, and we can entry online about the daily order and delivery. Even electronic data integration also can be done. So I was talking about e-commerce until now. Let's know what cloud computing is. Many governments and business considered it as a revolutionary term. The term of cloud computing does not have a unified definition at present. IEEE Computer Society defined it as a paradigm in which information is constantly stored in servers on the internet and cached temporarily on the clients that include desktops, entertainment centers, computers, notebooks, handhelds, etc. It is an IT tool used to deliver computing as a service, not a product. And many scientists of National Institute of Standards and Technology define it as cloud computing is a model for enabling convenient to access internet or network and applications quickly. Common set of configurable computing resources that can work with little or interfere with the service provider to provide or be released immediately. While other researchers like Paul define it as a style of computing where massively scalable information technology related capabilities are provided as a service across the internet to multiple external customers. In cloud computing, there are three widely referred service models, which are SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS, which are software as service. It means that the end users will deal with the site remotely over the internet, and the data center, which is displayed by Amazon Web Services, are example for this model. In platform as a service, the best example for platform as a service is Google App Store. It is primarily aimed at developers, activities who want to deploy their applications directly in the cloud server, and they haven't an interest in the connection to the infrastructure of the servers. And in infrastructure as a service, it gives developers the permission to take the highest level of direct interaction with the infrastructure of the servers. It also allows them to deploy their own applications in remote environment and control them remotely. So far, software as a service model is dominant model in the current internet. So this is the cloud service model. Here in software as a service, where end users can directly access the packaged software and OS and application stack, even server storage networks. Where in platform as a service, where application developers can access operating system, application stack, server storage networks. And in infrastructure as a service, infrastructures and network architects can access the server storage networks. Now we got to know about e-commerce and cloud computing. So let's see why cloud computing in e-commerce. Cloud computing and e-commerce are now two famous terms in our daily lives. The main reason of this reputation returns to the cost beneficial, where cloud computing services saves the enterprise the cost of IT infrastructure. On the other hand, e-commerce provides traders to business without expenses like renting or buying a business shop. The adaptation of cloud computing and e-commerce in developing countries have been widely discussed by several researchers, which showed that these innovations leveraged the developing countries in transforming into digital economic, leading to global market penetration and national economic growth. So, no one can deny that the cloud gives positive opportunities and benefits for e-commerce, but smart organizations should have a trade-off between cost before using it. Cloud computing allows organizations to perform business without having to develop and retain IT infrastructure. E-commerce provides the flexibility for businesses to sell products online without having to physically rent an office. But still, there are expenses related to hardware and software resources. So let's see what are the advantages of cloud computing on e-commerce. The first advantage that comes to the mind is cost saving. By saying cost saving, it reduces the IT resources, installation and implementation costs. Next, scalability. The business requirements are changing constantly. So, the cloud computing enables rapid changes and adaptations of IT to these changes. Then, efficiency. IT organizations can concentrate on its business and get benefits through development and innovative research. Next, availability and mobility. Through smartphones, customers can access services and products anytime and anywhere. This is one of the best advantages which e-commerce has. Next, easy management. Maintenance of hardware, software, and even infrastructure is simplified by use of cloud computing. This is the chart where a worldwide public cloud service revenue forecast is shown of cloud business process services, cloud application infrastructure services, cloud application services, cloud management and security services, and cloud system infrastructure services. These are some of the challenges faced by applying cloud computing in e-commerce. The first and the main challenge is security, where data can be accessed, modified, or even destroyed during the process or transmission. Until now, it is hard to protect programs and data, and there are no effective solutions. The next one comes to data privacy. It is important challenge. Until now, no technical solutions are there to protect the client's information. Next, the data storage. Clients of cloud services worry regarding their inability to control of the stored data place. Next one comes to the trust. As the definition trust says, the degree by which a target object such as software, a device, a server, or any data they deliver is considered secure. Until now, it is difficult for consumers to distinguish between a good and a bad e-commerce sites. This situation does not encourage the enterprises and clients to move to the cloud. Next one, the connectivity. When it comes to connectivity, everyone who needs to collect the resources or who needs to share the information has to be connected to the internet. Next, the service standard issues. No available information for enterprises regarding the mode operations, technology used, and staff situation, which led the clients are worrying to use cloud computing without knowing these details. This figure shows the working of cloud computing in e-commerce. The ones which are in the blue boxes are the cloud computing features, and the ones which are right adjacently next to them are the influences which are caused by these cloud computing features. So let's see the traditional e-commerce industry chain. Here, e-commerce enterprise receives the computer network through internet service provider and the IT service provider through IT consulting, and system integration provider gives the system configuration. Hardware suppliers give the hardware, devices, and products. Software develops the software to maintain their e-commerce. By computing and manipulating and handling all these, the services and products are delivered to the customers. Now let's see e-commerce industry chain based on cloud computing. Here, unlike traditional e-commerce industry chain, we use cloud computing provider, which provides cloud computing services. But this cloud computing provider computes all the informations like computer network, IT consulting, system configuration, hardware devices and software by contacting internet service provider, IT service provider, system integration provider, hardware supplier, and software developer, and manages all these and provides us cloud services, which is taken by the e-commerce enterprise. And now the e-commerce enterprise can provide the products and services to the customers. Now let's see the proposed cloud computing based e-commerce framework. The researchers Akinyet in his research proposed a new framework for using cloud computing in e-commerce applications to solve problems related with lack of resources and environmental cost. for developing and implementing an e-commerce system. It consists of 5 layers. This framework reduces the implementation time and cost of hardware and software, but it doesn't address other challenges like the cloud services standards, regulatory issues, and security of the applications and platforms. So in this proposed system, there are typically 3 layers: user layer, cloud middleware layer, and business application layer. In business application layer, there is e-commerce cloud, which has 3 other layers, which is application layer, which has commercial software. This can also be said as software as a service. And it has a platform layer. In this platform layer, it stores mass amount of data, which is mass storage, and it also does parallel computing and data mining, which is the platform as a service. Next comes the base layer. In the base layer, it has hardware, device, network facility, and storage device. This can be said as infrastructure as a service. The next important layer which comes is after business application layer is cloud middleware layer. In this cloud middleware layer, there are again 3 layers. Again, three part of this layer are hardware resource layer, software resources layer, and resource management layer. So all these are being given to the next layer or the topmost or outermost layer, which is called as user layer. In this user layer, there are all many types of users, which is terminal users, as shown in the figure. The cloud computing is expanding and spreading as a business solution since it has shown effective and positive results which put it into the top flight of ICT technologies. That is, flexibility in the space and enormous support for infrastructure and software. This innovation has many potentials that increase revenue, expand business, and create new jobs that extend to large scale sectors, not only in the business sector. It plays a vital role in smart economy. Without a doubt, it will be the fifth utility after water, gas, electricity, and telephony, which are always on and paid by using and the usage of customers. So now we have come to know how cloud computing affects the e-commerce in a positive way and helps the enterprises, specifically the small scale and medium scale enterprises, by benefiting them in many areas, especially that they have to at least rent a storage area to start and keep their enterprise running. But it also has some drawbacks like security, storage, and trust. So I conclude by telling that this in this rapidly growing technology, I hope that we can overcome the drawbacks and use it to the best, which helps in the growth of enterprises and job vacancies, increasing the country's economy. Thank you.